much more than this. I did it my way.
That's our boy. I did it my way. You know, I've taken that as the way I like to live my life. What's that on my dress? I don't know. Ink. I'm ready for my picnic. Are you? Frank's coming. He will be here. And we're going to spread out on the grass. I put my sun hat on because it's just very sunny today where I live. I hope it is where you live. And I hope that you have a good picnic basket. I've got one for you, but it may take a bit of time to distribute it. Today, darling, we're going to do it our way. And I'm going to tell you about Frankie. Oh, I love that song. I love it. I think I left off when Frank told me he wanted me to go with him, or not go with him, but to be at the big concert with the Rat Pack that he was giving at Calneva. And of course I was very excited about it. And the girls in the store at Joseph Magnin, they wanted to be sure I looked good, so they were in charge of my wardrobe, and I always need to have help with that. And I ended up wearing a black lace dress, and it was cut, it almost had a halter neck. It was really beautiful. And then Laura, my Scottish friend, persuaded me to wear a bit of pussy around my neck. And so I'm like, no, Laura, no. But she got this really beautiful white fur, and I said, well, it's a chilly night, I'll take it. But in the meantime, with Frank away, I would eat my lunch at Calneva Lodge. And when I went in, it was amazing. Everybody knew, they had the word I was dating Frank. And Frank had let the word go out, darling. He let the word go out. To have, no one was to talk to me. No one was to come on to me. Oh, it was amazing. It was like they lined up like soldiers. All the wait staff, the croupiers, the whole thing. They lined up and made an aisle for me all the way to the place where I ate and the restaurant. And then they put me in Frank's booth, which was a special booth. They didn't give me the red phone, though, but it was pretty interesting. And I thought, oh, my God, I've got a lot of eyes watching me. You know, I had to sort out my feelings about Frank Sinatra because he was becoming rather amorous. And I thought, am I falling for this guy, or am I falling for the celebrity and the folderol? And I really had to think about that. So I sorted it out, but it took me a little time. And in the meantime, I was just having a good time. I enjoyed myself. So it was the night of the big concert, and I was wearing that black lace dress, and I was done up, but nothing like the women who were at the concert from all over. It was so packed, I'm sure the fire department would have told everybody to leave because it was way over capacity. But I was escorted by one of Frank's bodyguards, right up to a table in front. And I don't know who the people were with whom I was sitting, but obviously they had an in, and they were very friendly to me. People were drinking, they were smoking, you know, there were overflowing ashtrays on every table, white tablecloths, you know, service was fabulous. But it was a different time, and when I think about it, I thought, oh my God, how could they sing with all that smoke? You know, it had to be choking. But we're sitting there, and everybody's just so excited to be there. And we waited and waited, and we were getting more and more tense and excited. Where are they? Where are they? And here came Frank and Dean. Oh, they were gorgeous in their tuxes, and Frank and Dean both looked like they were born to wear tuxedos. I'll bet when they came out of the womb, they had on tuxedos. It was just, they're elegant and they're comfortable, and they made everybody comfortable. And they sang one song after another while drinking. I don't know how much of that was an act, but they did. Oh, I didn't say good morning to you. Oh, gosh, I interrupt myself. Good morning, darling. But I'm sitting there in hog heaven, darling. And I looked around the room at all these women who were bursting out of the tops of their dresses. And I'll swear they looked like pouter pigeons. Do you know what a pouter pigeon is? They coo, and they have these big breasts that come up, and every time they make a sound. And these women were making sounds, and they were smoking, and oh my goodness, it was a scene right out of that era that we don't see anymore. But Frank and Dean were their usual bantering selves. They were having a wonderful time. I think they were having as much fun as we were. And towards the end, Frank looked right at me, and he sang, "When somebody loves you, it's for sure they're going to love you all the time." Well, all eyes were on me while this was happening, and I was enjoying every second of it, just laughing it up like a cat with cream. It was fun. It was so much fun. And how great it is to be able to relate these stories and share them with you, because then it allows me to relive these terrific times. And as I said, I wrote about Frank in my book. The paperback is titled Whispers from God, A Life Beyond Imaginings. If you haven't read it, you should. It's not just about Frank, but it's about hard times. It's about divorce. And then how I was given a vision, truly. And I learned to believe, and then I would see it. So just going back a little, changing the subject, I'll come back to Frank. My life has been so incredible, as many of you pointed out, and I know that. And to have traveled the world with little children, and we met with 26 world leaders. Amazing. And it wasn't just, hello, let's have our picture taken. No, it was substantive talks and documents signed, and without appointments, but we believed, and we meditated, and we visualized. And so, David, I want you to know that, darling. Read my book. We're going to have a quiz about it. You wouldn't want to fail that quiz. But back to Frank. I was kind of delaying the end. Oh, my. I was so torn about what to do with Frank, because his bodyguard came to me just before the end of the performance, so he could take me out ahead of the mob. Mob indeed. And I tickle myself. Have you seen that? I could laugh at myself, and I relive all this. But the bodyguard took me out, and he said, Pat, Frank is going to be holding kind of a private gathering of his fans and supporters and all that kind of thing. And he said he wants you to go to his bungalow, and I will take you there, and you wait for him there, and he'll be down just as quickly as he can be, and he sends you his love. And I go, I wonder what going to his bungalow means. And I thought, I gave it lots of thought. I thought, I do not want to be a satellite to celebrity. I don't want to be like the women that I had seen at Calneva, hanging on to these guys, for what they could buy for them. Maybe they loved them, I don't know. I shouldn't make that judgment, but I know what I saw. And I knew I couldn't be involved in that kind of life. So I said to the guard, swallowing all the time, I said, tell Frank that I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to go to his bungalow. I have to get home and take care of my dog, Kaiser, before he bites anybody else. And the guard said, well, Frank's not going to like that. And I said, I'm not living my life for what Frank likes. I hope he won't mind. But, darling, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. Oh, my. I'm not sorry that I did that. But Frank did call me. And he said that I had to leave for San Francisco just shortly after that because the lake, the season was over and people were dispersing, including Phyllis McGuire, who was dating Sam Giancana, the mob boss. And later, I left. Frank called me in San Francisco. And he invited me to come to Palm Springs, to his home there for a party, and that he would send an airplane for me. How sweet. How sweet. I've turned down some very interesting offers in my life. But I don't regret that I've done that. Maybe I'm a prude. I don't think I'm a prude. It's just I've got to really feel something. And I realized that I was caught up in the whole folderol of Lake Tahoe and Calneva. And anyway, by then I'd met Mel Belli. Oh my God! From the frying pan into the fire, darling. I hope you have a good day. I'll be interested in what you think about the things I've said. It's important to me. You're important to me. You truly are. Have a good time at the picnic, darling. We got fried chicken.